Hi everybody. Let me try to adjust this a little bit. How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. I'm doing the reading for the full moon in Aries, which is on October 1st. And this is for the water signs. We're doing water elements, so that's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you have a number of planets in a water element. This could be relevant to you. Because I know myself, a lot of times I look at my sun sign, but my rising or my ascendant and my moon, or they give me more messages. So if you know that about yourself or you have that information, look into it. All right, so let's just get into the reading. This full moon in Aries, we know Aries is like pure fire, right? They like to initiate. However, with this full moon, this is also harvest moon. So things that you set in motion at the last new moon, you start to see some, you're reaping what you sow, right? So at this time. But this is also a good time for fresh starts in careers, relationships, those type of things. Also, this is a time for completion. And with that, there may be a heightened sense of your inner power. There could be a realization of your desires. There's probably your clarity is like starting to peak. And regardless of what's going on around you, good, bad, or indifferent, you do, or there should be something you could celebrate. You could see, even if it's a little growth in yourself, even if it's a situation you don't like. So, with that said, let's just get into the reading. What I did is I'm starting with the crystal. I got 3 cards, 3 elements. I'm not going to pull cards for individual signs. We're just going to make this general for the element, okay? And if you have a ascendant, rising, moon, and a different element, check that out too. Okay, so we're starting out with the crystal Eye of the Storm. So let me pull the book up. Eye of the Storm. So it's a safe haven. Like they say, when there's a tornado, a twister, the best place and the most quiet and peaceful is right in the eye of the storm. So with that said in itself, there's a sign there, regardless of what's going on around you. Use this full moon energy to center yourself. The eye of the storm is a safe haven for your soul, a calm center no matter what upheavals may be occurring, a life support system during a stressful time or stressful times or illness. Hold on to it during the challenge so that you can keep things in perspective. So you're being encouraged to stay centered. You may also be allowing the challenges of trauma in life to push you off center. Like maybe there's stress, there's pressure, or major cause of dis-ease. You could be focusing too closely on one aspect of your life to the detriment of others. So look at the wider picture. A lot of times the things you focus on become magnified when there's so many other things to look at. So I would also say with that, maybe it would be good to write a gratitude list. What do you have in life to be grateful for? Take a look at that. Maybe your relationship isn't going well, but you have a decent job, you have a secure home, or there's other things that you could focus on to take that energy off. Now, this is a good time to relax and let go of your stress. Stay mindful rather than watchful. Excess of adrenaline can adversely affect your immune system, so be mindful of that. Meditate quietly to rejuvenate yourself. You can stay centered and calm no matter what storm rages around you. And this is a high earth frequency. And this is to let you know on this soul's path at this particular time that you can walk safely through any storm. Wow. I think that's kind of beautiful. Because you figure this storm, this Aries moon, Aries is fire, so other people around you may be like losing their mind or whatever. It's just the times, and everyone is a little heightened right now. I mean, you can turn on the news and you can see people are heightened, and we'll leave it at that. So with whatever's going on around you personally, within your community, globally, you could be center. Stay calm. Do not react. Don't get yourself into any arguments, because the full moons, this generates a lot of emotions. So don't feed into it for your own good. Just saying, especially that's just definitely the warning, right? So whatever's going on with this full moon, it's definitely a good time to focus on solutions. If certain things are not going right or certain things have you stirred, right now this is a great time to work on solutions. And what we got here, I think this is a good sign, the Eight of Swords in reverse. So if there's any type of mental block, anything, I shouldn't say mental block. If there's anything, this is saying that there's a mental breakthrough. There is a sense of clarity. This is about clear-headed perseverance. You still may be fighting with folks, but there is maybe an upset in the balance of power. But also what this is also saying, that clouds are clearing. So keep your eye. Like the sun is in sight. So chase the sun. Chase the light. Don't feed into this. This actually is restating. Don't feed into anything that may be negative at this time. Keep your eye on the light. Come into the light. So actually with this energy, and with these two cards, I would be mindful, and this particular full moon in Aries, I'd be mindful of getting into energies. Okay, so like watch your temper, especially like on your job, things like that, because people, what can I say, in your job, relationships, whatever, just be mindful. You feel that argument coming, it's like, hey, find a solution on how to deal with it without feeding into it, because it could be to your detriment. I'm just saying. So maybe this is a good time to really, when you think about this, if there's some type of mental breakthrough, maybe it's good to talk through a friend. Maybe talking through that friend will help bring more clarity to this breakthrough moment for you. Also, maybe do some volunteer work or something. And then also realize you don't have to agree with everybody. You could just say, I understand your point of view. I don't agree with it, but I understand your position. Period. End of story. I'm just saying. Now, we also have here, whoa, Sally, the Hangman. And the Hangman is in reverse. So this is really a matter of perception. Really, how do you perceive yourself? Is this like overinflated ego? This is really stating, put things back in perspective. You want the man to turn like this so you can help you see things from another perspective. Now your ego, it could be that, but just realize your unique views are very valuable and could be quite useful at this time. This could be also with this in reverse. Maybe you see like that light, you had like this epiphany. Maybe you've got an epiphany and you don't want to look at it because it may bring you pain. Example, you're in a relationship, you love this person, but you got this epiphany. This is not going to go the way I want it to go. But you avoid it. You avoid the situation instead of finding a solution, or you step into your ego like, I'm going to make this work, instead of, which is interesting with this Seven of Pentacles, where this is dealing with your resources here. So this would be encouraging you to maybe you should just get your head out the sand. And maybe you're just trying to avoid a truth that you already know and you just don't want to face. This is the time to step back, Don't get yourself in no arguments or anything like that. Use this moment of epiphany to step back and take care of yourself. Regroup. Plan a strategy. This full moon is Aries. Aries is a warrior. So think about before people go on to war, they have a war strategy. So this is a time for you to map out your plan. So even if you want to step away and you need to get your own stuff back in order, hey, think about how you take care of yourself, your self-care. And when I think of self-care, I'm not just talking about your body and your health, your finances. All things on your foundation that make you feel secure need to be addressed. Because right here, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So this is about, hey, what I say, strategizing. This is about rethinking plans. This is about rethink your plans, tweaking your strategies, and maybe there's something you just need to abandon ship and give up on. And when we think of abandon ship and give up, maybe it's just the way you think and see things. That's a personal. This is general, so I'm trying to look at different scenarios. So this is about self-care. Making sure you're using your energy wisely, especially when it comes to your finances. Are you putting your finances in areas that are not bearing any fruit? For example, let's go back to if it is a relationship and you're spending money that you could be putting into your own saving or paying off your debt. Are you using your resources wisely? Are you running around doing favors for everybody else, this, that, and the other, instead of that using that energy to take care of yourself? And when I say that you running around doing this, that, and the other for someone, and you need to go get your eyes checked. Self-care. You're putting your care behind all these other people who are just really, when you look at this could be a drain of your finances. And when we think about drain on finances, your pentacles, like I said, it's not just money. It's your time, your resources, your energy. All these things are pentacles. So, with that said, through the eye of the storm, this is about being mindful, making a mindful shift in your perspective. There's a breakthrough, and that breakthrough is going to lead you into how are you using your resources. And whatever epiphany may come through to you, remember, in the eye of the storm, don't get mad, don't get argumentative, just rethink your position, rethink your strategy. That's what's so, I think, relevant, especially at this full moon. This is about rethinking your plans to move forward, the rethinking your plans so you can turn this upside down, so you can really see things from another perspective, another point of view, to get everything the way you want it to go. And being mindful of all these things, this is also about you can't be losing your temper and flying off the handle, because you could put certain things in jeopardy that you don't want, like your job. Maybe you say something to the wrong person and it probably has nothing to do with them. You're just reacting or responding to something that has nothing to do with a particular situation. So I want to encourage you to be mindful of that. So I have 3 oracle cards that I pulled. Okay, the first one is Air Guardian. Shift. I don't even have to explain that. Shift your perception. That's right. That's what this is. This is like a mental breakthrough here, right? And even with the Hangman in reverse, how do you perceive yourself? Is it from an overinflated ego position? Or is this from a position of you see what's going on, but you don't want to look at it because you don't want to feel the pain, or you don't want to look at it because your ego is saying you're going to make this go your way. And then what will that do? That means you're spending your energy on something that may not bear the fruit you want. You know, you may be planting apples and you end up getting prunes. I'm just saying. I know you don't grow prunes, because prunes are plums dried out, but whatever. You get the idea. This shift your perception. I think that's really, 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 really nice. This is an opportunity to learn about your way of thinking. You're being guided to recognize that not all is exactly the way you see it. So sometimes the mind can play games. Sometimes perceptions could be wrong. So if you're challenged or feel that there's a lack of clarity and direction in your life at the moment, there's a chance the way you're looking or thinking or focusing on has a lot to do with your reality. So you're being guided to open your eyes and recognize what you see or how you see the world. Opportunities are moving in your direction, but they will only open up to you if you are ready to do the internal work to support it. Just saying. Well, this is interesting because it seems like everyone's got this second chakra. So, full moons are very emotional, So maybe that perception, but with the hangman reverse, how you see things, you're dealing with your emotional needs. Did you set proper boundaries due to emotions? Are you drinking drugs, alcohol, like to soothe yourself? And that's not really helping you stay balanced. And it was an emotional balance. Because when you come down, or you go up, there's always that shift. So really, does it have to do with your self-worth, how you see things? This is like a gift of self-love, emotional peace. Maybe that's what you're seeking. So the one thing about this love of self, this means you don't have to prove anything to anyone else. You don't have to prove your value to others. And if that's what this is, you've been trying to prove and spend your money trying to prove your value to people, you're probably coming to the realization you're spending your money in the wrong place. 7 of Pentacles reversed. You've been spending your money in the wrong place. So through the eye of the storm, through this epiphany, through this moment, there is a self-realization of your own self-worth, how you've been spending your time, how you've been spending your mental energy, and maybe that's why now you're releasing, you're having a breakthrough, like, wow, I don't have to do this anymore, because I really do value myself. And I'll just leave it at that. Everybody's in a different place. We're all on the road of evolution. We're all in different places. So what I've said could mean so much depending on what level that a person could be on. So I pulled the tree, which is the last card here. The arms of love draw closer to you, and ambition you love grows into what is visible and tangible. The eucalyptus tree, loved, revealed. And I really see this more of that love of yourself coming into, like really how you spending your money, how you spending your time, right? This is about selectiveness. It's time to be selective in your friends. Be selective where you spend your resources, time, money, energy. This is about, really, there's a certain sensitivity here. And what you're going to see is, regardless of what's going all around you, as long as you maintain that love of self, you're going to come into your own. That's why we got the eye of the storm. I think that's interesting. So with the eye of the storm, with everything going around you and what you're seeing and what you're perceiving or feeling about yourself, just be mindful not to get into any arguments. Don't let your temper flare, because you don't want anything to affect your resources, like even if it is your job. You know what I'm saying? So Let me know what you think, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Because really, you think about this is a good time to work on the strategy for a particular situation, and mindful that it's just a time. This full moon in Aries, people are all fired up. And we're also getting ready to go into Mercury retrograde, so there could be miscommunication. So that's more like, that tornado spinning, 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 spinning. So this is a good time for you to just stay centered, stay steady, and more or less mind your business. That's what this is saying. Mind your business right now. Don't try to extend yourself or anything. Just do what you got to do for you. All right. So water signs, let me know what you think. Please feel free to leave a comment. Also, please like, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. This is Sister Omi. Peace.